Today we are going to discuss on the air pollutant analysis. The pollution, contamination of the environment by man-made substances or energy that have adverse effect on living and non-living matter. This contamination of air, water, soil, materials interferes with the human health and the quality of life or the natural functions of the ecosystems. In simple terms, the pollution can be seen as the wrong substances in the wrong place, in the wrong quantities of the in wrong time. Uh, these pollutants, the human activities that are major sources of outdoor air pollution includes the human. What are the human activities that to measure the sources of outdoor in air pollutant? That is the fuel combustion from motor is combustion. Fuel combustion uh, from motor vehicles like cars, heavy vehicles. Second is the air pollutants, the heat and power generation. Heat and power generation. Heat and power. Heat and power generation. Uh, for example, oil, coal. These are the power plants and boilers. Second, third is the industrial facilities or industrial like the pharma industries, sugar industries, oil industries. These manufacturing factories, mines, coals and oil refineries. Then fourth is the municipal and agricultural waste sites. And five is a residential cooking, heating, lighting with the polluting fuels. This is the fourth is a municipal and five is the residential like the cooking and heating and lighting with the polluting fuels. These are the man-made air pollutants or human activities of the. These are major sources of the air pollutants. The second point is the types of pollutants. Types of pollutants. These are the particulate matter. Particulate matter. Like particulate matters, the particulates can be divided into five types. One is the aerosols. Second, the dust. C, fumes. D is the smokes, mist. These are the particulate matters. And black carbon, ground level ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and carbon monoxide. These are the types of pollutants. Next, the sampling. There are two. There are air sampling. This is the air sampling, soil sampling, water sampling. But today we are discuss here air sampling. This air sampling, they capturing the contaminant from the known volume of air, uh, measuring the amount of contaminant captured with expressing it as the concentration. The air sampling or air pollution sampling, it is related to the analysis of pollutants in the given volume of the air. Uh, this air sampling methods. Air sampling. What are the air sampling methods? The air sampling methods. Air sampling methods. The air pollutant sampling are of two types: air sampling based on the particulate matter and air sampling based on the gases and vapor pollutant. The air, this particulate matter and the sampling based on the gases and vapor pollutants. And these air sampling techniques for the particulate pollutants, here is the classified is there are two types of the sampling. The particulate matter, and sampling particulate matter, that is the SPM, and the is the gases and vapor pollutants. Vapor pollutant. These are the vapor pollutants. These pollutants are classified particulate matter and gases and vapor pollutants. Here, and this particulate matter is sampling method is the like the sedimentation and filtration and precipitation and imprisonment, or these are the particulate matter which are the sampling methods. The next method is the sedimentation method. In sedimentation method is sedimentation is it is the simplest device which is used for the sampling particles larger than the 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer in diameter in the dust fall collector. A liquid is added to collector to prevent the solids blown out from the jar by air collected, and the collected dust is evaporated to dryness and then weighing in milligram. A typical collector consists of plastic jar of about 20 to 35 centimeter height and 10 to 15 centimeter diameter at the base. The sampling period is about 30 days. 30 days. This is the jar, plastic jar or glass jar. Uh, this is the sedimentation. sedimentation. This is used for the jar or the sedimentation of air pollutants. Plastics or glass jar is used and is height about the plastic 20 to 35 centimeter and 10 to 15. This is 10 to 15 centimeter diameter at the base, and the sampling period is about 30 uh, days. Okay. Then second sampling method is the filtration. Here, this technique is used in the collection of air pollutants of size smaller than 10 micrometer in diameter. 10 micrometer in diameter, and the particles are removed from the air sample by suction apparatus through the porous filter where the particulates are deposited, and the glass fiber filter of porous size uh, less than 0.1 micrometer micrometer is used and in high volume sampler. The sampling period is about 24 hours. 24 hours. Okay. The second method is the third method is the impeach, impeachment. This is the impeachment third method. Is based on the inner cell technique in which particles are collected from the high velocity of air stream directed towards the obstacles which are placed across the path of air stream. The particulates collide with obstacle and air changes in the direction. If obstacles is weight by any liquid, then it is called as the weight impingement. The impeller means are glass bubble tubes designed for the collection of airborne particles into the liquid medium, and therefore this technique is also used for the collection or air pollutants. And fourth method is the precipitation. Fourth is the precipitation. The fourth is the precipitation. There are thermal precipitation. Thermal precipitation. Thermal precipitation. The thermal precipitation is based on the principle that the particles move towards the lower temperature region when subjected to strong temperature gradient. This technique is used to collect the particle of size is 0.001 micrometer with high efficiency. With high efficiency. With high efficiency, and therefore by using these are methods used for the uh, the collection of particulate matters. One is the uh, filtration, impeachment, and the precipitation methods. And another class type of the air pollutant is the gases pollutants. Air sampling of the gases pollutants or vapor pollutants or gases pollutants. These gases pollutants by using the absorption some absorption sampling, and B is the adsorption sampling, and C is the condensation sampling. Condensation sampling. These are three methods used for the collection of gaseous pollutants. One is the absorption sampling, adsorption sampling, and condensation of the sampling. And the absorption in liquids, for example, carbon dioxide, CO2 is absorption in the sodium hydroxide, and then to form a sodium NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate. And this the absorption of gaseous pollutants on a liquid medium is probably the most commonly employed method for collecting the samples. The absorption separates desired pollutants from the air either through direct solubility in the absorbent. This CO2 is absorbed in the sodium hydroxide, or CO2 dissolve in H2 water, then to form a H2CO3 carbonic acid, then to form a carbonic acid, because CO2 act as a acid. And this is the absorption of SO2, sulfur dioxide dissolve in water, then to form a sulfite and sulfuric acid. Also, nitrogen NO2 gas is dissolved in water, then to form a nitric acid. Acidic solution is formed. This is known as the absorption. Okay. Second method, adsorption. Adsorption on the solids, for example, charcoal. And this method is based on the tendency of gases to be adsorbed on the surface of solid materials. The gaseous pollutants are adsorbed on the solid surface of activated carbon. This activated carbon is activated carbon. And silica gel. Then activated alumina, Al2O3, activated alumina, and other the silicate containing or phosphorus calcium silicates containing molecular sieves. These are adsorbent, which is used for the adsorption of gaseous pollutants, and the sample should be passed through the packed column containing the finely divided solid adsorbents. The most commonly used solid absorbent is activated like charcoal, that is carbon, charcoal, and silica gel. This charcoal and silica gel is mostly used. As the surface area increases, the absorption increases. Okay, and the last method is the condensation. The condensation means conversion of vapor gas into liquid. The vapor is converted into liquids. This is known as a condensation. The vapor is converted. The vapor of gases is condensed. That is, the vapor the vapor is converted into liquid. This is known as the condensation of the sampling. That means the conversion of vapor or gas to liquid, and this it is used to collect the radioactive gases, hydrocarbons, non-radioactive vapors, non-reactive vapors. The air pollutants can be trapped by the condensation reaction. As the gaseous pollutants pass through the different temperature range of the condensers, where the temperature is below the boiling point, and the gaseous pollutants will trap in the liquid. Okay, these are the methods, gaseous methods, uh, uh, absorptions and condensation methods used for the collection of gases or vapor pollutants. Uh, this uh, and therefore these are the this sampling method is uh, uh, this this is it is very important for the collection, sampling collection, and therefore the measurement of exhaust emission is very important for the control of air pollution from the internal combustion engine. And the most serious pollutants recognized from the gasoline engine exhaust are carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and hydrocarbons. The methods for the emission of measurement is the non-separation method and separation method. The method of emission measurement. These are non-separation method, non-separation, that is direct analysis, and separation method. Separation method. Separation methods. Non-separation method, that is non-dispersive techniques, that is infrared, IR instrumentation. IR is used, or chemiluminescence detector, that is CLD, chemiluminescence detector. And separation method is the Rorschach uh, gas analyzer, gas analyzer, Rorschach gas analyzer, and flame ionization detector, flame ionization detector. These are the method emission measurement. One is the non separation method, NDI, means non-dispersive infrared, and then CLD means chemiluminescence detector, and separation method is the Rorschach gas analyzer and flame ionization detector. These types of analyzers used for the types of analyzer used for the measurement of different exhaust gas constituents is the carbon monoxide. It is used for the NDI, that is uh, non-dispersive infrared, and hydrocarbons is used for the flame ionization detector, FI. This is the measurement by the instrument, and this is the component, gaseous pollutants, and NOx is used for the CLD, that is chemiluminescence detector, chemiluminescence detector, and therefore the determination of carbon dioxide in water. Determination of carbon dioxide in water, dissolved in water. Okay. Carbon dioxide is act as a acid, and when the carbon dioxide dissolve in water, the water becomes a acidic, then to form a carbonic acid, H2 CO3. This is to form a carbonic acids. Surface waters normally contain less than 10 ppm free carbon dioxide, and groundwater may easily exceed the carbon dioxide. The method is for the determination of carbon dioxide. One is the burette titration method, and the second method is the instrumental method, like colorimetric method. This titration by using titration method, burette titration method, and the instrumentation method by using the colorimetric method. Colorimetric methods. This the titration method, it is titrated with carbonic acid, is titrated with sodium hydroxide by using methyl orange indicator. Methyl orange indicator. This is weak acid titrated. This is carbonic acid. It acts as a weak acid, and therefore the weak acid is titrated with sodium hydroxide by using the methyl orange indicator or methyl red indicator. Okay. Second instrumentation method is the colorimetric method to measure the coulomb of the this by titration method. Fill the burette with standard sodium hydroxide and take 100 ml of sample in conical flask, and then add 10 drops of naphthalene indicator. CO2 react with NaOH, sodium hydroxide, then to form a NaHCO3, and this NaHCO3 dissociated in Na plus and HCO3 minus. HCO3 minus. Okay, and this NaOH is standardized, and to calculate the how much amount of CO2 dissolved in water. Then in this titration method, the sample must be fresh, performed immediately after the collection of sample, and actual the procedure is the reagents normal 0.1 normal sulfuric acid, 0.3 barium normal barium hydroxide for absorbing carbon dioxide. Here barium hydroxide is also to absorb the carbon dioxide, or you can also use the sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. These alkyl hydroxides also used, the alkaline hydroxides also used. Then standardized the HCl, 0.1 normal HCl hydrochloric acid for the titrating with the barium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide by using the naphthalene indicator. Okay, here uh, uh, the determination of carbon dioxide by using both blank titration and back titration. Uh, the blank titration means in absence of carbon dioxide, that is free from carbon dioxide, and therefore in blank titration, to prepare the solutions, standard solution of uh, sodium hydroxide and HCl, and then titrate it with the titrated with the this HCl titrated with sodium hydroxide by using the Prandtl indicator to acidify the sample, then again sulfuric acid, and to measure the reading. Okay, uh, or then again the back titration by using the carbon dioxide. To carbon dioxide is absorbed by alkali hydroxides like barium hydroxide or sodium hydroxides, and this solution is again uh, titrated with the standard solution of hydrochloric acid. And difference in blank and back titration, you can to calculate the amount of the carbon dioxide. Okay, uh, this uh, this is the titrimetric method, acid base titration method. You have to use for the analysis of carbon dioxide in the water sample, or this the air is analyzed by using the water sample. Oh, okay, and then the second method is the determination of carbon dioxide in water by instrumental method like colorimetric method. Here the samples are drawn into 12 individually borosilicate glass bottles, and this first background level and calibration factor have been determined, and to dispense the sample 30 ml into the stripping chamber, and then acidified it with phosphoric acid 1.5 ml, and to record the final colorimeter reading. And when the colorimeter titration rate returns to the background level, the system is ready to the analyze next sample. Uh, this uh, this is for this method is one is the titration method for the carbon dioxide, and another method is the colorimetric method for the analysis of carbon dioxide. Second example is the sulfur dioxide. The natural process 67%, volcanism, man-made 33%, fuel combustion, coal, biofuel, diesel, removal of sulfur dioxide from fuel gases, and removal of sulfur from the fuel burning, and use low sulfur fuel. The sulfur can be removed by using chemical scrubber in which gases pass through the limestone. Uh, the sulfur dioxide is improved by the waste gag method. Waste, and uh, gag method. Analysis of sulfur dioxide. Principle: the sulfur dioxide is absorbed from the air in the solution of sodium potassium tetrachloromercurate. Tetrachloromercurate is in short form tetrachloromercurate. Okay, the sulfur dioxide react with the tetrachloromercurate and then form a stable dichloro sulfito-mercurate complex. Dichlorosulfito-mercurate complex. The amount of sulfur dioxide then estimated by color produced when Piara rosa anili. Piara rosa anili. Piara rosa anili is added to the solution, and this method can be measure the concentration of over the approximate range of 0.05 to 5 ppm, 5 parts per million. 5 ppm means parts per million with accuracy plus minus 10%, including the sampling and analysis at the lower end of the range, and plus minus 5% at the upper end of the precision, about the 2%. The method is procedure. Take the 10 ml bottom of the sample, 10 ml portion of the sample, then add sulfamic acid 2 ml, sulfamic acid, then add 2 ml sulfamic acid and 2 ml formaldehyde, 2 ml formaldehyde, 1 ml rosanilin, rosanilin, and after 20 minutes read the absorbance at 560 nanometer. Okay, this is for the analysis of sulfur dioxide in the sample. Okay, thank you.